Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.
Sole possession of first place in the daunting Delta League is at stake this evening, and Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week has journeyed to the deepest part of South Sacramento to cover tonight's big matchup of league unbeatens as the Jesuit High Marauders invade Sheldon High to take on the host Huskies. Good evening and welcome to the Sheldon Pleasant Grove Community Stadium. With the Imperator of Analysis, Hall of Famer Jim Domino, I'm Will James. We welcome you aboard tonight. What we consider another often fascinating matchup is set to unfold here. Jesuit and Sheldon, a history of high-scoring games.
Well, they've had many high-scoring football games, Will, and Jesuit comes in here with a 10-3 advantage over the last 13 seasons. But I'll tell you what, tonight's up for league. They're both 3-0 in league, so somebody is going to come away from here unbeaten tonight.
Lots at stake for Marlon Blanton's Jesuit Marauders and Joe Catolico's Sheldon Huskies. But we're going to spin the replay dial and take you back. We were there. Game of the Week flashback to November 1st, 2013 at this very same venue when the Marauders invaded this stadium to take on Sheldon, and getting pay dirt first for the Sheldon Huskies. On top early with the score, but Jesuit comes right back. Jason Ellenberger going up top to an undefended coil and a 65-yard aerial connection to even the count. After a stop on defense, Jesuit gets the peel back, and their quarterback, Jason Ellenberger, looking for a receiver, looking, can't find one, has to scramble now, flushes through the entire defense, and steps 66 yards for a Marauders score.
He got two big blocks en route to that, Will.
Back on the other end, retaliating with a score of their own, lefty QB Nolan Merker of the Huskies dances in from one with a slick move at the goal line to even things up at 21-21, all in the first quarter. Moving to the second quarter now. Ellenberger from the 2-yard line jukes the linebacker and steps in for another score, the third of the evening for the Jesuit QB.
What a night for Ellenberger, and more to come.
Merker looking downfield. Spivey's wide open down the sideline. They can't catch him, and the Huskies are back on the board. High-scoring wheel and deal, exchanging salvos. Now Jesuit in possession from their 40. Bo Bisharat, their top back. He's going to step outside, inside, turn on the speed. It completes a 60-yard touchdown burst for Big Bo. But the man of the hour, the man of the night, and the man of the moment, Jason Ellenberger, the Big E, racking up TDs at an alarming pace from 35 yards out. A little weave and a little cut. Take it to the yard. Touchdown, Marauders. Ellenberger putting on quite a show. That's not all, however. They get the rock back from the 14-yard line. Give it to him again. Why not? To the corner. Touchdown, Ellenberger. Touchdown, Jesuit. Now, final score of the game. Denzel Perkins of the Marauders puts the finishing touches on a wild and woolly 69-40 as both clubs rack up a wild total of 109, Coach.
I don't know if we can top that tonight.
Most likely we cannot. However, we're going to see plenty of action, and let's now take a look at the last time these two teams met. It was a year ago, and it was over in Carmichael for a Saturday matinee. And despite having only 3 wins in 14 meetings, this was the outcome a year ago.
Well, the Huskies went over there a year ago on a Saturday afternoon where Jesuits won a lot of home games and did a number on Jesuit where Cook and Lindsay really riddled the Marauders for about 6 touchdowns apiece. Berks and Rutherford did their job for Jesuit, but it just wasn't enough. So final score, Sheldon 43 and Jesuit 32.
Well, now both squads are in the midst of little mini winning streaks. Jesuits won 4 straight, Sheldon 3 straight, and here's how they accumulated those latest numbers. A week ago, both teams gaining momentum and adding to their streak coming into tonight's first place battle conflict.
Well, over at Elk Grove, Jesuit was on the road, but did a great job, winning 41-14. Rutherford and Canaan had 4 TDs combined. Meanwhile, Sheldon and Davis, at Davis, Sheldon hurt put the big hurt on the Blue Devils, and Sheldon Huskies winning easily 41-20.
Well, both head coaches and staffs are going to have to rely heavily on their impact players in such a crucial ball game, a pivotal game determining sole possession of first place. The impact players for the major Marauders have to really play up tonight on the road.
Let's start with number 34, probably one of the fastest running backs in town, running back, defensive back, Isaiah Rutherford, having a tremendous year, 700 yards going in this game. They're anchored at center on that offensive line by Dylan Ford, the veteran, number 61, great leader and blocker. Jason Gallagher, number 45, outstanding linebacker with 50 tackles coming in. And number 48, Latu, coming in, 6'4" of him, 225. Again, an outstanding linebacker, down lineman.
Marlon Blanton's major Marauders, to counter that, Sheldon head coach Joe Catolico will rely heavily on the Huskies headliners in tonight's big matchup.
Well, let's start with quarterback Francisco Salinas. I'll tell you, he's coming on as a junior, 884 yards, 10 TDs. Kobe Barrett, two-way starter, anchoring that line. And Sam Brooks, one of the top linebackers in the city, also will play some running back. And then Ian Moore, number 7, outstanding year, having 60 tackles coming in at free safety.
We have the table set for you in tonight's Hometown Sports Game of the Week on Access Sacramento. Don't walk away, don't wander off. When we come back, our Rick Stewart will have a lot more on tonight's big matchup, so stay with us.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you!
She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand!
Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
Welcome to the big show tonight. Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Nice to have you with us. We're at Sheldon High tonight where the host Huskies take on the visiting Jesuit Marauders in a battle for first in the Delta League. Let's check in with Rick Stewart. He's got a lot more.
Thanks, guys. It's going to be a tremendous game tonight, and I think that we're going to have a great game tonight between these two teams, and we've got two solid coaches that are leading these programs. First, let's talk about Jesuit and the Marauders head coach, Marlon Blanton. It's Marlon's 6th year at Jesuit, and he's had a solid run. Career record of 41-23, 9 victories 3 different times in his coaching career. He reached the playoffs 3 times, those 9 victory years, and 5-3 in the playoffs was his record for Coach Marlon Blanton of Jesuit. Now on the other side of the field was Sheldon for the Huskies. Joe Catalico, second year here at Sheldon, 3-0 this year, 10th year in the Delta League, a lot of that time coaching at Pleasant Grove. Career record of 80-29, reached playoffs in 8 of 9 years, 15-7, a playoff record, solid year. 4 league titles and 2010 Section D1 championship for Pleasant Grove and Coach Joe Catalico. Now let's take a look at the two teams here and their series history. This is the 14th meeting between these two schools. Now Jesuit leads 10-3. This is all since 2014. Now, what's the big key here? It's high-scoring games. The longest win streak for Jesuit is 6 straight. That's between 2010 and 2015. Jesuit's scoring average in the win streak, 43.5 points per game, and Shelton scoring in their 3 victories, 45.6. So both these teams are capable of just running score up. Both teams have a much better defense than those numbers might show, and that's going to be one of the keys tonight for the game. You guys will talk about that more. Jim, Will, back to you guys.
Well, it most certainly will, Rick Stewart. Thank you very much. Defense is always a determining factor, and of course, when we talk later on about the keys to this game, which are better reflected in the Imperators matchups and intangibles, that will even come to bear. And let's go ahead and cover that ground now with the Imperators matchups and intangibles.
Okay, let's start out here with Jesuit's big defense versus big play Huskies. I'll tell you that the big play Huskies are averaging 8-9 yards a carry. That'll be a real test on that Jesuit D. Jesuit big receivers versus a Sheldon secondary. A lot of the receivers on that Marauder squad are 6'3", 6'4" receivers, so that's gonna present some problems for that secondary. We got the Veer offense. Coach Marlon Blanton, a la De La Salle High School's Veer, versus the I formation of Coach Joe Catalico. Clock management will play a key role here because we've got 2 outstanding running ball clubs. Each one runs a football approximately 75% of the time. And last but not least is the turnover battle. When you run the ball that much, there will be fumbles, unfortunately. But so we hope we don't see many tonight that might influence the outcome of this football game, but there will be turnovers.
There always seems to be. I cannot recall the last clean game we had that was turnover-free. But generally, the way these defenses play at the upper level, you're going to see some turnover action. We're going to step back for approximately 30 seconds and encourage you to stay right there with us. Our opening kickoff just around the corner. Stay with us. An outstanding rendition of our Star Spangled Banner, the Sheldon High School Marching Band. Coach Domino, I'd have to say that we've got optimal conditions tonight in every single regard. Playing surface, weather conditions, and caliber of teams.
Yes, we do have. We have two of the top teams in this Delta League. And, you know, the wind died down, and that's nice because it's not only good for football, but hopefully it'll help out those firefighters fighting those fires all over the North State.
Well, as you see there, our white cap in the striped shirt is our game referee, Thomas Stewart, assigned by the NCOA. And let's take a look at the crew he's working with tonight in such an important contest. Stewart will be working with umpire Jim Zeiser, and Bruce Grinninger will serve as our head linesman. The line judge tonight, Jeffrey Johnson, and Dave Guerrero will be our back judge. So we'll see how busy they are kept in terms of penalties. We hope it's a clean game tonight. Jesuit has won the coin toss. They will receive. Sheldon, their kickoff team, just about ready to take the field. And two dangerous deep receivers stationed inside the Marauder 5. And that would be a couple of excellent speedsters, Isaiah Rutherford and DeMario Keys. Cunningham, one of the up men.
Well, both those D-backs can fly. Keys has had some great return yardage, and of course we know Rutherford can fly, one of the top backs in the city, already being looked at by the University of Alabama, even though he's only a junior, Will.
Well, that's quite a compliment. Veteran kicker for the Sheldon High Huskies, Jack Dolvenar, teeing up the football, number 13. He'll be booting away, and we'll see from a directional standpoint what he tries to do with those two deep receivers on our opening kickoff just moments away. Very happy to have you with us. This is Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week with Jim Domino and Rick Stewart. I'm Will James. Welcome aboard. Fasten your seatbelts. Is liable to be a bumpy road tonight. A short pooch bounding and taking on one bounce, loose football in a wild scramble.
Wow. Somebody's got to put a handle on that for Jesuit.
Let's wait till they unpile them. And that is a fumble recovery by the Sheldon Huskies on the opening kickoff. The Marauders not ready to take that pooch.
Well, we said turnovers, Will, and we got one on the opening play of the game.
Yes, we did. 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Great field position, set up nicely at the Marauder 34.
Let's go.
Under center, Salinas, turn and give. Wow, pounded in the backfield and shoved back. Ray Brown.
Well, I tell you what, that big tackle came from outside in. Big number 72 from Jesuit. Wow, Sebastian Garcia shed his man like he wasn't even there. He's a big fella. Sebastian Garcia from his defensive tackle position on Jesuit.
They lose a couple on the play, make it 2nd and 12 upcoming. Now the football back at the 36-yard line. We'll set this offense for you in just a moment. Meantime, Salinas under center, and we show motion down the line from Hertz. He's got the pill. Cut and knocked down after about a 2-yard gain. He falls forward inside the 35.
Well, that linebacker core of Jesuit's very good, and you saw Maxwell Sackett there getting to the football, Will. I'll tell you, Jesuit feels Gallagher and Sackett, they wouldn't trade those two for any backers in the city, according to Coach Blanton.
Well, I can easily see why. So, moment of decision, 3rd and 10 for the Huskies after inheriting a great opportunity on the fumble recovery. But whistles stop play, and Sheldon wants to talk it over with a timeout, and this will give us a chance here to set this high-powered Sheldon offense. In the backfield, we've got junior QB Francisco Salinas. He's having a fine year in his first varsity campaign. Terrell Smith, featured running back. Gutierrez, the blocking fullback. Wideouts, dangerous wideouts in Hertz and Graves. And McDade, the blocking tight end. Interior line, Barrett, Sayang, Lemus, Abilles, and Jade Garrett on that front for the Huskies.
Well, Coach Catalico wisely called the timeout. He was a man short on the field, Will, and it would have cost him. And I'm glad he caught it because, here they are, 3rd and long to begin with. He don't want to give him a freebie.
Jesuit plays at 34, Garcia, Latu, and McEntee in the front. Their backers, a quartet of them, led by Gallagher and Sackett. And the secondary, Brown, Holtz, I should say Keys and Cunningham, a couple of ball hawkers. 3rd and 10. Salinas has great protection over the middle. He's got a completion. I don't know if he's got first down yardage, though. He's shoved back, and we'll see where they give him progress. It looks like they're going to spot him at the 22.
Well, he's got enough. That's a good route. He came back to the football, Will. He ran a 12, 14-yard route. He needed 10, and so they easily moved the chains.
First down of the ball game.
I like the way Francisco Salinas stayed in the pocket very nicely, very calm, and drilled the ball in the middle.
So they operate from the Jesuit 23 after converting on the 3rd down. Turn and toss, left side running, Brown cuts back, shows some speed, and finally blasted off his feet, landing near the 5. Ray Brown.
Well, outstanding speed.
Another first down.
Well, he cut against the grain, Will. He gets off the football with quick feet.
18 yards on that burst, and it sets up the Huskies with a 1st and goal at the 5. Big backs in the backfield, Gutierrez and Brooks for the Huskies. Turn and give. Brown dragged down at the 5.
Once more, Sackett in on a tackle, 44. Very quick. They're in that powerhouse backfield. Normally, if I recall, he usually doesn't go into that sometime inside the 5, but here they were on about the 6 power backfield, but very slow coming out of there. Very slow developing play. He's got to hit that hole much quicker.
2nd and goal from the 5. Toss. Right side running. Smith cuts to the goal line short. He's at the 2, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal after a tough 3.
Well, Tyrell Smith comes in here with 459 yards and 6 TDs. He took that pitch, Will, but I have to say that Jesuit looked like he had a great running lane, and then Jesuit closed real quickly to the football.
So we'll see what the Huskies have up their sleeves. Power backfield still in there with Brooks and Gutierrez. Smith, a loose football, and it's a fumble recovery by Jesuit deep in the red zone. Wow.
Well, there we have our 2nd turnover, Will, and we're only into this football game roughly 3.5 minutes, and we've had 2 turnovers already.
Connor McEntee with the recovery.
Well, once again, watch this play here. Big hit right now, and Connor McEntee with the recovery. A big break for Jesuit early in this football game. They responded, having coughed up the ball themselves on that kickoff return.
We talked about the hard hitting has produced a couple of turnovers. Grudging yards off right tackle.
Well, it certainly was.
Rutherford. Let's take a look at this Marauders offense. Farr opening at QB, and the excellent tandem of Kanan and Rutherford running the football. Panson and Mulaney, excellent, tall, big receivers. Their interior line is going to have to come through tonight, and Dylan Ford anchors that quintet. So the Marauders break their huddle. 2nd and 7 after gain of 3 from Rutherford. He wants to throw. Farr chased and gets away, running along the goal line. Chased by 2 Huskies before being chased out of bounds near the 20.
Well,
Boy, he sure got off the hook there.
They certainly did, and God, Farr showed me shakes of Ellenberger back when he got out of that end zone, Will. He almost took a safety.
Yep, and it's amazing how fast one can get when running for your life. Gain of 8 on the play. Okay. First down, Marauders. From the 17 after that 8-yard scramble. A toss, near side running. Kanan dragged down on a hog tie.
Well, he does. He runs very high. That's a big guy. Kanan 6'3", about 215.
Well, the Huskies came up big on D there, and you see they're down 3 with Joseph in the middle anchoring that. The 4 backers are dynamite, especially the inside backers, Gutierrez and Brooks, leading tacklers on this squad. And then the 4 deep secondary, got a couple of ball hawks back there. Williams and Johnson, excellent at the corners.
Well, big second down here in 8. Let's see if he comes up throwing once again.
Second and long.
Well, they run that counter dive, and Rutherford picks up about 3 or 4. You'll see that a lot tonight, that counter dive, which kind of keeps you honest off that normal option and that veer.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 from the 22. The veer offense, of course, based on deception and adroit ball handling by the quarterback.
Yeah, you want to have that good running quarterback who can run that option, because that's the key. Where he keeps you honest. In many of these veer teams, that quarterback is almost like a running back.
Under center, Farr rolls right and throws up the sideline. Incomplete. Nice try. Just off the fingertips of Evan Panson. So that'll bring up a 4th and 5, probable punt upcoming for the Marauders, as it looks as though the Huskies have had a stop. Well, Harvey goes in to punt, the alternating quarterback, and the dynamic Austin Hertz, the single safety stationed at the Sheldon 45. They punt it away from him, but he ranges to the near side and comes up with it, jukes a man and spins out of bounds, and a penalty flag thrown. 35 yards on the punt.
I think we've got a cut block they're going to call, unfortunately, against Sheldon.
Thomas Stewart, our game referee tonight.
Well, it looked like they got number 3 on that cut block.
Well, that would be Ray Brown, one of the excellent running backs.
Yeah, Coach had a little talk with him.
Return. Got a block in the back. Sheldon.
Well, thank you very much, Thomas. Soft-spoken referee. Block in the back, the call. Penalty against the Huskies. We're midway first at the 6:13 mark. Both clubs trying to get loose and get some game rhythm going on right now. Second possession upcoming for Sheldon. They'll open shop from the Sheldon 36.
2 good defensive teams. You know, they've been scoring a lot of points. No one talks about the good D, but both pretty tough.
Salinas under center. Near mix-up, but he manages to hand off to Tajon King. And a power back. Makes a nice run after a little bit of a stumble in the backfield, and he picks up 6 on the play. We'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well,
as you can see, the ideal conditions this evening prevailing in South Sacramento. 70 the temperature, slight breeze from the southwest. Very, very clear, and low 30s for humidity. 2nd and 4. Same play, boom, hit in the backfield. He gets ahead, but he's going to be about 3 yards shy. Another carry by King. Gain of a yard. Here's another look.
Watch King going off, bounces outside, but Jesuit closes fast. I say this, there's a hole, but they just recover real quickly. They come off their blocks real quick. Key 3rd down and a long 2.
from the Sheldon 42, trying to sustain their drive. Salinas wants to throw. Incomplete, over the middle on a slant.
Well, I thought he had a man open there. He really threw a laser at him, Will.
Dom Johnson, the intended receiver, number 1. Coverage in the secondary by Isaiah Rutherford. 4th and 4. Punt formation shown. Dolinar to do the booting. And the twin returners for Jesuit. Rutherford working in tandem with Keys, a couple of real speed merchants. They snap it to the short man and cannot make first down yardage.
Well, I'm a little surprised with that gamble this early in the ball game, Will. It really does.
They snapped it to Hertz, but Jesuit not fooled on the play.
No, Jesuit very alert to that and responded quickly, closed fast. And now they got the ball on a short field with the ball on the, looks like the 44-yard line, in great field position for them to pretty much call anything in the playbook, Will.
So from the Sheldon 44, nice opportunity upcoming for the Marauders. Not fooled on the fake punt. Farr tosses. They want to throw the option. Incomplete off the fingertips of the intended receiver. Heavy coverage in the secondary. The ball intended for Evan Panson.
But Ian Moore really made a great save. He really did. The ball was hung up there well, and he closed fast. That look, yeah.
Farr tosses to Rutherford, whose soft pass on target.
Great job.
The coverage was there, but behind the receiver. I think both players had a 50-50 chance at that, at least. Maybe Panson a little bit better. 2nd and 10 on the incompletion. So they shift in the backfield. They move Kanan over. Here's Rutherford off the left side. Not much. Give him a couple as he falls forward.
Well, they love to motion and set when they offset the fullback to lure you over, because that's a big fullback. Jackson Kanan is 6'3", about 215, and they shifted him right, and of course they ran Rutherford the other way.
So he picks up a yard, but it's 3rd and 9. Rutherford now 3 carries for just 8 yards. Fake to him. Farr rolls and throws on the run. This time he's got Panson. Breaks a tackle near sideline. Dropped on a sure tackle, but after a long carry.
McAtee with that reception coming on a shallow cross. Nice patience there by quarterback Farr.
Do we have a penalty? Let's take a look at the replay anyway.
Watch Farr flushing the pocket. Good protection. Throws back toward the middle. And you see big tight end McAtee break a tackle, and he's off to the goal line, and a nice touchdown saving
roughing the passer. Defense, half the distance from the end of the run. First down.
Major turnaround. 33 yards on the hookup to McEntee, and the penalty, roughing the passer, puts the football deep in the red zone. 1st and goal from the 5. So the Huskies compound the long gain with the personal foul tacked on from the end of the play. Farr now with twin backs split behind him. Kanan is gang tackled by the entire Sheldon front.
Well, he's a big fellow, but he runs high. You notice he runs high. He's got to learn to get his pad level down. And I don't care how big you are, if you're going to run high there, you've got a lot of tackling surface offered to the D.
Okay, the Imperator has spoken. Can't run that high with continued success.
Correct. Now, I look for a play action here or a great fake to the fullback and a pitch to Rutherford. One of the two.
Well, they give him a yard on the play, make it 2nd and goal from the 4. Backs are split. He fakes, rolls. He's going to try to run it in and cannot. He tried to spin to the inside, but 2 Huskies were there waiting for him.
Well, when he decided to run, Will, he really didn't turn in with any kind of authority. And you didn't fool Sheldon. They closed fast on him. Kobe Barrett, the great two-way starter, there he is. Take a look at him, all 6'4" of them. Outstanding lineman, two-way starter. Here's a key play now at Jesuit, a 3rd and goal here, Will. And again, will he run play action, or will he pitch the ball out to his speedster, Rutherford?
Clock rolling. 2.5 to go. Late first. No score. The Marauders threatening from the 4. Toss. They go wide, and it's not going to work. Rutherford is wiped out on a tackle by Sam Brooks and friends.
Well, very slow developing, and like you say there, 44 Sam Brooks closed real quick, and he also had a lot of pursuit help. Watch this. Pitch out to Rutherford. Watch the defense react. They cover that perimeter real well. Nowhere for Rutherford to go.
They give him a yard on the play. 4th and goal from the 3. They change personnel, and we'll see what they want to do with it. They're playing for keeps tonight. They're going for it. Far under center with the back split. Turn, keep, roll, look. He's in trouble, throws for the end zone. Touchdown Marauders as they go back to their tight end McEntee.
Well, I like the way he protects the football.
We got a penalty. It's a hold against Sheldon. Well, I got to believe that's going to be declined.
Well, yeah, they've already declined it. But watch McEntee protect the football. Watch the way he uses his body. If we get another look at that, here he is, McEntee, Connor McEntee. A very impressive 6'4".
Defense. This 10-yard penalty will be taken on the kickoff.
Well, give a little credit to Farr as well. He looked like he was trapped back there, and he threw against the grain back to McEntee. And he was covered, but watch him use his body.
Lining up for the PAT. Booted and got it on a bullseye, nailed by Andrew Tilton. So Farr keeps his composure, looking, stays calm, and unloads to the end zone. McEntee with the good hands. We'll be right back.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
The Marauders go 44 yards in 7 plays, covering 3 minutes, 20 seconds. They're on the board first, and a booming kickoff is going to sail to the back of the end zone, but whistles are going to whistle an offside on Jesuit, and they'll have to kick again. A minute 36 remaining in the first quarter. And after the clubs traded possessions, it was the 4th down gamble on the fake punt that really set up Jesuit.
Well, it was. And, of course, we had 2 turnovers to start this football game, one by Jesuit on the opening kickoff. And then right inside looked like between the 1 and 2 yard line, we had a fumble by Sheldon going in.
So here's the kickoff. Tilton boots it hard. It's another goner to the back of the end zone, a touchback. And Sheldon will come out with a first down.
Well, I'll tell you, that really helps when you get those touchbacks because it forces the team now to go on an 80-yard drive. Okay, you're going to have to go big into the big field and not a short field. So let's see what Sheldon can do here with a very impressive Jesuit defense right now. Particularly their linebacker play is extremely Gallagher and Sackett. And Sackett doesn't get the publicity that Gallagher does, but he's very good linebacker.
Salinas wants to throw. Big rush. He steps away from it, and he's going to run it to the near side and a cutback, and he's drilled hard and dropped. But a nice scramble, and it looks like he's very close to first down yardage, depending on the spot.
Yes, you're right, Will. Well, they put it. That's an amazing spot, isn't it, Will?
It is.
Watch Salinas here. Ducks and takes it up for about 9 yards, between 8 and 9 yards. Looked closer to 10 originally by me, Will. What do you think?
By all means. They give him 8, make it 2nd and 2 from the 28. Clock rolling, less than a minute to go here in the first. Salinas turn and give. Off the right side, Gutierrez. Not much going on there. Tough D again by the left defensive front for the Marauders.
Well, we didn't get much at all. We're still 3rd and a long one, almost 2. Well, they gave it to him.
Well, we've seen some wild things in our time, but let's just say that was a surprise. 1st and 10.
Oh, yes, very surprising. As you take a look at that Sheldon bench now, they need a good drive here.
He wants to throw. Salinas chased out of there, throws on the run. He's got a man. Brown with the catch. Shoved out of bounds near first down yardage, crossing the 40.
I'm impressed with this Ray Brown, Will. He can play running back or wide receiver, and he finds a way to get open. Let's look at this. Watch Salinas here on a drop back pass. Being pressured. Rolls out, hits Brown in the flat, enough to move the chains.
Gain of 11, 1st and 10 at the Sheldon 41. Clock stoppage with 19 seconds remaining here in the first. Substitution on the field for the Huskies. Salinas doing a nice job thus far. Tough 4-man front shown by the Marauders. Here's a reverse. Chopped down, excellent D. Cut down on the play, nowhere to go. Maceo Love.
That is a great play by Love. What a great play that was.
He loses 4 on the play, make it 2nd and 14. Football back to the 37. We have played 1. A quarter in the bank. We're going to keep it right here for a moment. The first period ends with visiting Jesuit on top 7-0 in this battle for sole possession of first in the Delta. Rick Stewart's got something for us. Rick?
Alrighty, I'm here with Justin Bunzemeyer. The band behind us, they're going to play in a second. Justin, tremendous outfit you have here.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
How many are in the band this year?
This year we have 90 in band, we have about 10 in precision, and we have about 20 in orchestra.
Okay, quickly determine regular band and precision.
So what we have is our marching band, which is like the ones that play the instruments mainly, and then our precision is this group of it's basically it's like a precision guard where they do some dance, they do some kicks, and they do that kind of thing by us, kind of like a color guard, kind of like a precision team. They march with us and they entertain with like movements.
Did you have some seniors out here for senior night?
We have a lot of seniors. We have 16 seniors this year.
Wow, big turnover for next year, huh?
Oh yeah, big turnover, but they'll be fine.
All right, that's cool. Justin, thanks for spending a minute with us. Thanks for having the band out here too.
Oh, naturally, yeah.
All right, thanks, Justin. Guys, back upstairs to you.
Thanks, Rick. 2nd and 14. Sheldon losing on that last play. Working from their 37 as we open the second quarter. Salinas to throw, looks for the screen, it's not there, he's going to keep it, picks up a block, cuts back, and gets to the original line of scrimmage and maybe +1. So we give him 5 on the carry, looks like, but they still got a ways to go on 3rd down.
Well, I could tell you this, the Jesuit really covered the screen, and he wisely didn't throw it. I'm impressed with him under pressure. Really, Francisco Salinas. Jesuits putting a lot of heat from their front people up front there with Latu, Garcia, and McAtee.
Salinas 2 carries for 13. He's going to throw this time out to the right side, overthrown, nearly picked.
Well,
nearest receiver for the Huskies that time, number 7, trying to shake loose more, and we'll see about the penalty.
Well, to me, it looked like that one defensive back, Volz, had his hands all over him.
He did. He popped him hard with the ball in the air. And there you see our game referee, Thomas Stewart, ready to walk off the penalty yardage, as the Imperator previously stated.
Well, Volz said it was a good call.
Holding. Defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
So they parked the football in Marauder territory at the Jesuit 48. We've just opened second quarter action. Very nice to have you with us tonight on Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. Sheldon and Jesuit battling for sole possession of first in the Delta. Turn and give, quick opener, big speed, look out, nobody's gonna catch him. Downtown Brown, Ray Brown.
Did he hit that hole or what, Will? Wow.
48-yard burst. Say hey, Ray.
Well, I don't know if we see that again, whether the Jesuit backers were on a blitz or what, but there was no backers around. And he quickly split between that corner and safety. He is quick. He broke one tackle, it looked like, or brushed it off. And maybe on the replay we'll have another look.
Head coach Joe Catolico has a deep core of running backs, and most of them are straight speedsters, as you saw there. Dolinar on for the PAT, and we are tied at 11:06, the 7-7 deadlock. And again, another look at big-time Brown with the big speed. As we go to break here, we are tied at 7-all. Stay with us, a lot more to come.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe.
Well, lightning strikes quickly, and Ray Brown had a bolt of lightning in his legs there on that 48-yard touchdown scamper. It ties things up here at 7-7. We're at Sheldon High tonight for Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. Jesuit 3-0 in the Delta. Sheldon 3-0 in the Delta. Something's got to give tonight. 7 plays covering 80 in 2.5 minutes. The final 48. A jet stream created by Ray Brown.
Well, we got a 7-11 on the Domino poll, a 7 versus 11. And this is not a dice game. This is settling it on the football field.
Oh, Dolinar to kick off. It's another pooch taking on the dead run at the 35-yard line, and an excellent run back, a gang tackle to prevent further damage inside the Sheldon 45.
Well, I tell you what, they would love to have that kick back and not pooch kick anymore, because we just gave the Marauders the football right at inside 50 on the 45-yard line. My goodness.
The injured DB back to action. Ben Bowles saw that all the way, read the play, and took that kick on the dead run. 1st and 10 at the Sheldon 45.
I just don't like when you give a team a short field, Will, to drive. Just
near side running. Rutherford spins and has a nice bite on first down. Crossing inside the Sheldon 40. They're going to spot him at about the 36 or 7. Not a first down, but a nice chunk of 8 or so.
Well, when you get that 2nd and 1, it's a great play action down. You know, it really is. back in the day. I love those kind of situations where you can play fake because you still got a third down to play with.
5 carries for 18 for Rutherford. Kanan.
He's got enough. He can fall forward for a first down. He's so big.
They put the football right on the yard marker, so kind of looks like a first down to me.
Watch give the big fella here on the crossbuck fake. There's not much where to go. Once again, running high and just enough to move the chains.
1st and 10. The Marauders on the move here early in the second. A 7-7 tie from the Sheldon 35. They dispatch Panson wide to the right. Backs are split. On the run. A nice completion there delivered by Harvigo.
Once again, McAtee, I'll tell you, he's wide open. He presents problems with the linebackers in that secondary. He reads on the run so well. He finds daylight. Well, he ran that shallow cross, and watch this. Wide open. He reads on the run, and he's a big target. Look at the way he protects the ball.
Well, they have not taken him seriously. He's got 3 catches tonight, I believe, and coming in, he only had 5 catches for 72 yards. So they're going to him tonight with the idea that he might be loosely covered. Up the gut running. Nice line surge to create the original opening. Rutherford with the carry.
Once again, it's 2nd and short. Another great passing down if he wants to. They're down close to the red zone, and he could bootleg it.
Gain of 6. 2nd and 4 from the Husky 17-yard line. Kanan stacked and driven back by 5 Huskies.
Well, once again, we've said it numerous times here, you're going to run that high. There was no hole, first of all. No hole. Watch this get off. Fabian Joseph wide open. Look at that surge and a lot of help with Fabian.
Gang's all here.
Sure was.
So they give him a yard on the play, a couple yards. They're calling it 3rd and 2 from the 15. We'll see. Probably 4 down territory at this point. He keeps it. Harvigo gets ahead for the first down.
Well, he run that quarterback draw so well. Excellent. That quarterback draw. Watch that. Harvey, there you go. It's almost like a counter dive keeper.
Well, he's good for 5 on the play, and Coach Marlon Blanton's platooning quarterbacks. We're seeing that already. Harvigo running the show right now and has looked good passing and running.
Young junior getting his playing time. I understand he can play many positions.
And he's a kicker too, punter. He wants to throw, he's chased out of there, and he's going to be dropped.
Not a good decision. Excellent work there by
Max Green. Had him in a bear hug and dropped him for a big loss.
Well, Max did not go for the fake. He stayed at home. A great effort by Max Green. Have a look at that. Fake dive pass. Trying to flush the pocket to throw. And number 20, Max Green, looked like he might have twisted an ankle in that effort. Well, Max coming out of the game.
Well, we'll see more about that. Right now, the football parked at the 14 as they lose 4 on the play. Throw for the lob, corner, broken up.
Well, there you see a flag. If anything, number 10 Farr, who's playing quarterback and wide receiver, appeared to me more like offensive use of hands.
Well, Thomas Stewart and crew will sort this out. Here's the announcement.
Pass interference, defense.
Oh, boy.
Half the distance, repeat second down.
Uh-huh.
Let's get a better look at this, Will. There you see the ball upstairs. You see the initial hand movement by the receiver.
They spot the football inside the 10 at the 7. And that call certainly not met with much enthusiasm from the Sheldon fans.
Well, we got a great view, great camera work, great view of that play.
From the Sheldon 7, backs are split. Harvigo, lob for the right corner, timing play.
He looked out of the end zone, Will.
Out of play. Good effort, noble effort. Disallowed, however. Good sportsmanship out there as well.
Once again, another big receiver out there. Jesuit has got the big, tall receivers.
Well, between McEntee, Panson, and Bonner, they're pretty stacked.
They try to go up high to Panson that time, who's 6'3", and they have a number of 6'3", 6'4" receivers, and it presents a tough matchup for that secondary of Sheldon.
Particularly the types of passes that are being thrown. They're meant to be jump forward. Left side running, a quick first step, and a hard shot with the penalty flag flying in there as Rutherford had the carry.
It should be offensive holding.
Holding, offense. You want to take it?
And just as the Imperator previously stated. Joe Catolico up along that Sheldon sideline has no difficulty accepting that penalty yardage.
Not at all, with both teams running the ball. That clock moving pretty quick, only 6 minutes and 41 seconds of this second period.
Don't know what the wait is for. Won't even speculate. But we're sitting with 6:41 to go.
Fourth down.
So they decline the penalty, and it brings up 4th and 7.
Looks like the field goal team is coming on for Jesuit.
Well, should be Andrew Tilton if they do in fact kick. Tilton, number 24, coming out. It'll be out of the hold of Cade Cunningham, 13. Spotted at the 17, call it a 27-yard attempt. Left hash mark, chipped, plenty of distance, and got it. So the Marauders regain the lead on a 27-yard field goal at 6:26 to make it 10-7. (10-7) Marauders. They settle for the 3, and I'd rather be ahead than tied, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Well, I think that's a good call by Coach Blanton. It's a high percentage. He's got a good kicker. And
by the way, Tilton only had one field goal attempt in the previous 6 games, and he was good from 56.
Well, he's got a lot of toe.
And we've seen the booming tonight.
Yeah, well, I want to see him boom one down now, and if he gets that pooch kick, I'll see him put one in the end zone.
Now here it comes. See ya. Goodbye, baby. Tilton with the big leg. The scoring drive preceding the field goal, 45 yards, 9 plays before it fizzles. They stall out and kick the 3, consuming 5:40 on the drive. So the Sheldon Huskies will open up 1st and 10 from their 20. Plenty of time here, midway, second. Anybody's game, and again, the magnitude. The winner tonight will be atop the Delta League all by themselves. Both clubs 3-0 in league play in one of the toughest conferences around the area.
Well, plenty of time for Sheldon to put on a drive here. Plenty of time on the play clock.
Salinas gets pressured, gets away and throws it on the run, incomplete. A low throw out to the flat.
Well, he's kind of trying to flush the pocket, and he had a receiver open out there and just couldn't get the ball to him.
Well, the penalties are starting to mount, most of them against Sheldon this evening. Another major holding on the Huskies.
Well, Gutierrez was open on that sideline out there, and he just couldn't get him the ball.
Offense, half the distance, repeat first down.
So they repeat. It's a 1st and 20. Football parked at the Sheldon 10. And we'll see if they want to go upstairs, and we'll see if the Marauders put heavy pass pressure. Motion shown. They run it. A quick opener to Smith, but it closes quickly.
They pretty
to the
much
12.
They've had Smith in check here. Smith came in here averaging 7.1 per carries, 6 touchdowns, 459 yards. We haven't heard much about him. Actually, Ray Brown has carried the brunt of their offense.
He has indeed. Smith has had 3 carries, but not a lot to show for it. Credit the Jesuit defense. After the gain of 2, make it 2nd and 18. Salinas to throw. Gets on the run toward the sideline, and he's got a hook up there on a nice grab.
Excellent grab in there by number 1.
Dom Johnson. So Volts had the stop, and we'll take another look. He had to go way up.
Watch him get the ball up to Dom Johnson. Excellent reception.
Dom Johnson,
But now
also an outstanding basketball player.
And he's got still a 3rd and 9. Will, deep down in his own territory here.
From the 21-yard line, big play coming up for the Huskies to try to sustain here on 3rd and long. Smith to the outside. Cannot shake loose all the way. He's going to be a couple yards shy.
Well, shades of the old Statue of Liberty.
They drop him just shy. Good recovery by the Marauder defense.
Yeah,
to about the 28-yard line.
Well, watch this again. Drop that pass, puts the ball on it behind, and there you see it looked like Smith taking the handoff. Not enough. Yard short.
Well executed. So punt formation. Blocked! Picked up on the dead run. And a penalty marker thrown right at the goal line. Touchdown, Marauders. Liatu.
Well,
Latu.
I think you got a little celebration going on, but the touchdown's going to go. He took forever.
Coming into this game, he had already registered 1 blocked punt. And they did not protect well on that play.
Well, if you watch how long the punter holds the ball. Wow. It almost looked like he was turning the football, taking all he wanted to take. And looked like Dolinar, again, they've got to give
dead ball, personal foul, Sheldon. Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Boy, oh boy. Penalties are piling up. Here's another play. He did take his time, and it's very tough to block it and recover it, and that's exactly what Latu did right there. For the PAT, Tilton booms it and got it at 4:10 in the second. Jesuit back on the board, and this is how they did it with tough D, Latu for the block and run for 6. We'll be right back.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you.
She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand.
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
Joe Catolico not happy about that sequence of events. The ensuing kickoff again, a deep drive out of the back of the end zone. Strong-legged Tilton with the big foot.
Well, what's 3 touchbacks, I believe, already for Tilton tonight. Get that touchback, it forces the long field of drive.
So 1st and 10 for the Huskies. Okay, 4:10 to go. Now a 10-point cushion for the visitors. Turnovers and penalties have plagued the Huskies. Up the middle running, chopped. Excellent tough tackling there. Ray Brown with the carry.
Brown-Holtz with a nice low tackle. Excellent linebacker core there with Brown-Holtz, Gallagher, Sackett, and Kanan.
No gain, 2nd and 10 from the 20. Clock rolling at the 3:45, flip side of quarter number 2. Salinas trying to get cranked up. He throws on the run, a big completion, and a foot race. Wow, finally tripping up Graves.
Michael Graves with a nice catch. It's amazing how Salinas is able to throw against the grain when he flushes the pocket. He rarely stays in the pocket. DeMario Keys with the key tackle. So take a look at that again. I tell you, once again, I'm impressed. Salinas under heavy pressure. Rolling.
31 yards on that catch and run. Salinas to Graves. It sets up Sheldon at the 49 of Jesuit. Salinas to throw. Deep ball over the middle for Johnson. He's got the grab. Dropped inside the 15-yard line.
Let's go! A lot of time on the clock now.
Rutherford with the tackle, but he was beaten on the play. Another look.
Let's look at that pass deep. Watch Salinas set up nicely, and he's going deep on that post route. Wide open.
Perfect strike, good concentration, excellent grab. 38 yards on that play.
Wide open.
31 and 38 adds up quick. Sheldon from the Jesuit 11 whistles stop play because Jesuit wants a timeout.
Dominic Johnson with a key catch.
Well, we've mentioned a number of times that these two teams are tied atop the Delta League with 3-0 marks. As you see Joe Catolico with his offense around him. And let's take a look at the big picture on the Delta standings.
Well, there you have it. Sheldon and Jesuit squaring off here tonight, both 3-0. Franklin and Elk Grove right on their backs. And, of course, then you got Grant and Monterey Trail. And, of course, Pleasant Grove and Davis bringing up the bottom part. So the league is almost divided 4 ways. You got the top 2, the middle 2, the bottom of the middle 2, 1 and 2. And these people from Grant down cannot afford another loss, Will.
No, they cannot. 2:49 to go. Sheldon offense coming alive. Salinas throwing strikes, 1 for 31, 1 for 38. From the 11, right side running. Brown again.
Ray Brown picking up a couple. And they don't have to be in a hurry here, Will. To me, you almost want to take your time, and even though it won't tie the game, get a touchdown and be within 3 here before the half. And be smart and not give the ball back to Jesuit.
Brown now 6 carries for 67 yards, including a 48-yard TD burst. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 from the Jesuit 8. 2:13 to go, clock rolling, late second. Salinas running the show beautifully. Here's Brown, hit right at the line of scrimmage. Tough D again applied there by Connor McEntee.
Well, once again, they only have to get to the 4-yard line, Will, but it's a long 7 yards, 6-7 yards to go. And right now, after the handoffs, Jesuit does not respect the quarterback keeping the ball. And I know Salinas is not known for option type running, but he hands off the football, and Jesuit just goes for the first move he makes, really. And Coach Catalico is going to take a timeout and talk.
Timeout taken by the Marauders here with 1:40 left, late second. It's 17-7 Jesuit, but Sheldon banging on the door. Now, both of these teams have faced a common opponent early here in Delta League play.
As we look here, they both have faced Davis. Jesuit handling them quite easily, 61-3. Sheldon giving up 20 points, winning 41-20. It's my understanding that they played enough people in that football game and weren't worried about defeating Davis that bad. But unfortunate for Davis having a rough year this year.
Particularly after such an excellent year last season. However, the Delta League takes no prisoners and has no mercy.
That's right.
So after the called timeout, here's what Joe Catalico comes up with on 3rd and 7. Salinas to throw. Intercepted inside the 5. Wow. He's still on his feet. Still on his feet. Nobody can get him until they cross midfield. Wow.
Sackett with a deflected pass. Wow is right. Can you believe they have twice inside the 10 given up the football tonight on turnovers, Will? A fumble and then a deflected pass. Wow. Watch Sackett here. Read this all the way. Watch Sackett right in front of the intended receiver, Johnson.
51 yards on that return, and a couple of tacklers gave up thinking he was going to be downed, and you saw 3 more misses right there.
Well, those offensive players, unless they play D, don't get much tackling practice. Will you see that?
From the Sheldon 47, it's a first down for the Marauders as they dodge a cannonball. Arvigo pump fakes and then throws incomplete out to the right flat.
Well, it's no wonder that corner from Sheldon didn't pick that off. That ball looked like it was definitely had interception written on it, and the corner broke there. 23 Justin Williams. To me, if we saw that again, he picks that off and he goes to the coast.
Well, he's having a fine year in that secondary with 7 breakups. Turn and give. Left side's got turn the corner. Kanan with the carry.
Well, they don't have to get too close because I'll tell you, they got an outstanding field goal kicker in Andrew Tilton. There they go, moving the chains with a lot left on the clock, 1:13, plenty of time. I think Harvigo is showing he can move the ball here. Impressive second quarter for him, Will.
Definitely so. That might tip the scale for the rest of the season for the Marauders. He wants to throw, pump fake, left side pass. A completion, but was he in bounds? The hookup.
To Panson, it looked like.
It was Panson, but was he in bounds? Let's see. Evidently not. Here's another look.
Let's look at that. He's going to Panson. Apparently they felt he didn't have control in bounds.
That had to be it. Penalty.
First down.
Against the Marauders. 1st and 15. So from the Sheldon 40 now, 1:06 left to go here in the half. Out of the gun, Harvigo shifts the backfield. Deep up the middle. Intercepted in the secondary. Big time run back. Wow. Nice defense there. Coming up big on the play, Ian Moore.
Well, again, it's easy from here, Will. They're going to try to get one before the half. He goes deep downfield, but not deep enough. Watch the secondary coverage on this play. Number 7 taking it right back down, Ian Moore.
38 yards on the run back, and with slightly less than a minute remaining, the ball is back in the hands of the Sheldon offense and Francisco Salinas. From the 45, he wants to throw, has time, short over the middle, got a man, dragged down, but it's going to be enough for a first down. Graves with the grab.
I believe Coach Catalico only has one left, if that. I'm not certain if he has that. I know he's used 2. He might just put it down on the ground here. He might just spike it to get a little more time.
From the Jesuit 45, they're going for it. Big pressure, and he's flung down.
Latu. Wow. Big Latu.
Well, he came in there unblocked.
Totally untouched.
A stoppage.
Watch this. Latu is free. He comes in carte blanche from the outside.
So a timeout taken by the Huskies with 36 seconds left. On the sack, they lose 5. So 2nd and 15 upcoming from midfield. 17-7, Jesuit.
Well, Latu has had a sack and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Pretty good defensive game.
Sheldon has only won 3 of their previous 13 meetings, but they've had some hard luck, Coach.
Well, there you go. Look at that. Sheldon 24, Jesuit 24. Late field goal beat the Huskies then. What happened in 2010, Will? Well, go ahead. We're looking at it. Jesuit 27, Sheldon 20. Husky got outscored 12-0 in the 4th quarter. And then in 2011, Sheldon, Jesuit 35, Sheldon 33. Spurback leads late victory drive down the field. Jesuit, again, starring for Boise State last year.
Tough luck in those games for the Huskies. Right now, they're battling uphill. A 10-point deficit. Salinas throws to the left side, intercepted. Cunningham, a long run back, Cade Cunningham, dragged down from behind at the 20. 19 seconds left.
Wow, have we had turnovers tonight?
We talked about it, and there they are. Ooh-wee. Another look.
Well, let's look at that now. Salinas puts the ball up for grabs. He just throws that right up there, and there's Jesuit people all around it. 13 just takes it by himself. Cade Cunningham.
64 yards on the return. Finally hit from behind by the pursuing defense. Graves finally catching him.
Graves catches him, yep. Well, once again, they're in field goal range here. Well, if they want to, I think they'll go to the end zone at least once and then maybe settle on Tilton. If they don't get that quick touchdown, they'll go to Tilton for the field goal.
Farr throwing for the end zone, a push-up. Touchdown is signaled, but I saw the push.
Big time push.
Latu with the grab, getting himself open with a shove off. Here's a look. Farr back at quarterback. Coming right at you. There's the push, clear out the defender, and the grab. But you can see this is going to come back. Let's hear from referee Stewart. Well, we cannot hear him, but we can see the direction. So neutralize the touchdown on the penalty.
Well, again, I'm glad they saw that, because that would have been very, very unfortunate for Sheldon to give up that. And when you get this part of the game, Will, I don't mean to be overcautious, but you're outplaying the Huskies here. Take a knee and go in with a nice 10-point lead.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, back to the 26. We'll see about the knee. The play calling has been kind of wild tonight. So here they come with a full house backfield.
Well, they certainly don't look like they're going to knee.
No, they don't. Farr throws for the right corner. A leaping grab. Touchdown, Marauders. There he is, the big one, Ponson, Evan Ponson.
They went deep to the corner. I'll tell you what, Farr put that ball up nice and high, didn't he? Farr to Ponson up in the corner. And one of our keys tonight was, can they cover the big receivers?
Let's take another look.
Take a look here. You see Farr back to pass. Pretty good protection. He goes deep to the corner. There you see Ponson catching it at his highest over the top. Farr was there with him, but Ponson just wanted it a little more in that particular play.
Tilton on for the PAT. He's really shown off a strong, accurate leg this evening. Right in the middle of the field. Spotted clean, booted a mile, and got it. At the 6-second mark, here's how the Marauders get on the board again. Ponson, Evan Ponson, the leaper with the grab. We'll be right back.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Jesuit Marauders taking full advantage of countless opportunities here in the first half, opportunities generated by turnovers and penalties as they drive the 21 yards just at one play. 13 seconds elapsed, and there's a bounding kickoff taken at about the 38-yard line. And the Huskies will probably get one play here with 3 seconds showing.
Well, that's why you take a knee, and you don't want to give up 6. I'd rather take a knee and not give up 6 or 7.
So the Huskies have essentially dug a deep hole for themselves with a lot of help in the shoveling by Jesuit.
Well, definitely. We've had probably 5 to 6 turnovers here in this early part of the ball game in the first half alone. And here in the last couple of minutes, we've seen interception after interception, block kick, and
3 fumbles, a blocked punt. And that will conclude our first half with Jesuit on top 24-7, breaking open a tight game from a 7-7 tie with first a field goal and then a couple of opportunity touchdowns generated by their tough D and by Sheldon mistakes. We're going to keep it right here. Rick Stewart will be visiting with our head coaches, starting with Sheldon's Joe Catolico, and I can only wonder what his thoughts might be.
Well, as you see Joe going going to get an interview with Rick here. I'm sure that Coach Joe is not very happy as to what took place here, really.
Well, it's certainly a disappointing thing. I do not understand why their head coach is having to police the sideline area here as the intermission has started. On senior night, the seniors from Sheldon High School, 26 of them, were honored in a pregame ceremony. But so far, the festivity of senior night has not helped the home team. Well, Rick Stewart has gathered his halftime guest, head coach Joe Catolico of the Sheldon Huskies.
All right, Coach Catolico, first half impressions?
Well, you know what? We sure made a lot of mistakes. I think we turned the ball over more in that half than in the 6 games previous. So obviously we got to play better. They're too good of a football team to give them that many opportunities and give them the ball that many times. So we got to do a better job playing football.
Key in the second half?
We got to eliminate mistakes on our part, and then obviously we've dug ourselves a pretty good size hole. So we got to get some stops on defense to allow ourselves to try to make some points back up on them.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. All right, guys, we'll take a break here. Score is 24-7. Jesuit in the lead at halftime. We'll be right back.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
(24-7). That's the high school score, halftime score here at Jesuit Sheldon. And I've got the vice principal here of Sheldon High, Vicki Seaver. Vicki, senior night, obviously a big thing. We also had some sort of a carnival going on here. What's going on here tonight?
So we just started our first week of the second quarter, and we started it with a fall carnival. It was very successful. A lot of students attended out on the blacktop in the grass area behind the gym.
All right, and senior night is always a big thing. You know, this is the last home game here, even though, as we talked about earlier before the game, you have another game here on the field, but you're not the home team.
Correct. We will play Pleasant Grove on the 27th, and we are actually the visiting team that evening.
Wow, that must be kind of weird, playing on your home field. What is your home field? But it's a shared field, obviously.
Correct. It is a little awkward, but we do share the field with him, so it's only fair.
Now, we talked about different things going on here at school, and you mentioned something, the band has something going on too.
Tomorrow is their annual discount mattress fundraiser, in which they sell mattresses at a discount price as a fundraiser. In addition to that, they also have a craft fair accompanying it. Wow. Runs from about 9 to 4. A
craft fair. Okay, so people can come down with their table and set up and demonstrate what they do or sell what they do to bring in some money?
Yep, they sell crafts. So it's kind of a pre-Christmas, pre-holiday thing.
Okay, all right. Now, I was walking by on campus earlier today, and I was walking, I guess it's behind the wood shop. And what are all the buildings that are being built there? I mean, it's like, I hate to call them sheds, but they could. I mean, I could see maybe it's a house.
They are. We have an amazing wood shop back there run by Mr. Merker. He builds sheds, takes orders throughout the year, delivers throughout the year. You can order a shed. Different windows, different doors. He makes them to order. We sell them at a very good price, and like I said, he does deliver them as well. Well,
outstanding. So we could deliver them and have them built on a customer's property then, or did they deliver them completely built?
They deliver them completely built.
Okay, so we'd have to get a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of linemen out there to lift it up over the fence in the house.
Usually he trailers it over, and he's got a bunch of students to help him place it in the backyard.
Now, how long have you been doing that sort of thing?
Oh gosh, he's been doing that for many years. I couldn't tell you exactly. This is my 5th year here. I student taught back in the early 2000s here, and he was here at that time. So I'm thinking at least a decade and a half, maybe more.
Wow, that's an outstanding thing to have going on, especially, different things going on in the community. I'd like to say thank you for stopping by and, spending a couple of minutes with me and help everybody understand what Sheldon High School is all about.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Thank you, Vicki. We are going to take a break. We'll be right back with more. It's halftime. The score is 24-7. Jesuit in the lead at half over Sheldon. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
My grandfather served in World War II. Spending time with him were the best memories of my life. I became a physician at VA because of my grandfather, so I can help others like him. I can't imagine working with better doctors or a more dedicated staff. I'm fulfilling my life's mission with the help of my team and thanks to these veterans. I'm proud to be a doctor at VA and proud to honor my grandfather every day. Search VA Careers to find out more.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
I was kind of just asking her, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
It's senior night. You can see the score right there. Not exactly what the Huskies would like to see on senior night. 24-7, Jesuit in the lead. I'm here with athletic director Denise Aguilar. Denise, great football game. I mean, great environment for a football game. May not be the score we all want to see, maybe, but the Jesuit people certainly. Upcoming sports. We've got basketball. We've also got soccer going on right now, too.
Well, actually, soccer, right? They just voted to keep it in the winter, so we're going to be winter for a while. Obviously works for us with a turf, and we're excited because remember last year our boys went to the section final.
Outstanding. How about basketball?
Well, come on. Our boys basketball team, we expect to go deep into the playoffs, and then obviously our girls are improving each and every day. So it's going to be an exciting winter just like it's been an exciting fall.
Okay, now we can even look a little further ahead. How about the spring?
Obviously then we've got our softball, we've got men's volleyball, we've got baseball. Again, we've got some wonderful teams, some definite section contenders.
So basically everything's roses.
Yeah, I guess so.
How clear is the desk? I mean, there's a lot of paperwork on the desk, though.
Yeah, oh, yes. There's a lot of paperwork all the time.
There will always be, I'm sure. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, Denise, and taking a couple minutes to talk with me here at halftime. It's a pleasure to come out here, and we appreciate all the support you give us.
Oh, we love having you guys out. It's a pleasure for us. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you, Denise. All right, and I'm going to take a quick break right here and talk with Marlon Blanton, coach of Jesuit. Coach, first half impressions. You got a 24-7 lead.
It's a good ball game. They're tough. Their defense is stout, kind of stopping our run game. We open up with the pass a little bit, but our defense is playing very well. Special teams had a big play. You know, it's one of those things where you got to keep playing till the end because that's a damn good football team over there.
Rumor has it he's one of those coaches here in the Sacramento area that makes adjustments that are quality adjustments at half. What do you expect to see out of him?
I expect them to continue to play well like they're doing right now, and I expect us to continue to play well.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Thanks, Coach. All right, guys. We'll send it back up to you, Will, Jim, in the press box. 24-7 halftime lead for Jesuit.
Thank you very much, Rick. Yes, it is a 24-7 lead, and a tight game was busted wide open due to turnovers, penalties, and some excellent Jesuit clutch plays. So we're going to ask you to stay with us. We'll step back for a brief timeout and continue with Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week.
What if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Well, the intermission has nearly concluded with about a minute left. Sheldon took an extra long time in the locker room talking things over. I can only imagine what Coach Catolico had to say to his team.
Well, I'm sure there were a number of things, but the turnovers are hurting bad. And certainly they've got to be able to follow through on these drives that they're making. They've had opportunities, and really if they could capitalize on them, instead of being down 24-7, perhaps they could be down 24, maybe 17. And only 7 down. But this is the story of this ball game. Jesuit has come up with some huge plays at opportune times and taken advantage of it.
They have indeed. Well, let's take a look at the weekly rankings compiled by, oh, that's right, I remember now, the Imperator himself, Jim Domino, with our dozen.
Here we go. Once again, Folsom's been there, number 1 all year long in Oak Ridge, heading for that showdown in a couple of weeks at Oak Ridge. Intercom, Sacramento, Granite Bay, and Rockland. Tonight, Sheldon, and right here you're seeing number 7 Sheldon not looking all that good, but we have a whole half to go. Franklin, Antelope, Del Campo, number 10 up at Ponderosa. Jesuit looking very good here at 11, and Del Oro hooking up with Rockland tonight in the big encounter in the red zone. Placer continues to move up. Lincoln having a super year at 5-1. Elk Grove, let's see if they can bounce off that loss from Jesuit. Monterey's got to bounce off that loss to Franklin if they're going to stay in the race. Grant as well. Whitney, tough loss there a couple of weeks ago back to Del Campo. And Woodling down 21-7 at Intercom, having a good year, 5-1. Christian Brothers battling Rio tonight in that number 20 spot.
How the places change from week to week, but somehow nothing is ever different with that top spot. Folsom, year after year, they reload, they replace, and they come out gangbusters.
Well, they do a whale of a job. You know, everybody can say, yes, they're getting ball players, but you know what? You got to coach them. And Folsom does a tremendous job. They have a system going. They have a great farm system coming through youth football on into the junior highs, the high schools, and kids want to go to Folsom High School, not only to play football, but also get a good education. So give credit to Folsom academically and athletically.
And as far as football is concerned, major kudos to Chris Richardson and staff.
Very definitely. Very definitely. Year in, year out. No matter how many players they lose, there's no rebuilding. There is reloading.
Well, halftime stats, somewhat revealing, Imperator. Total offense is not revealing, however. 200 yards and 30 plays for Sheldon against 123 for Jesuit. But turnovers, 3 of them, 3 big ones by Sheldon. And they also had a punt blocked for a TD.
Well, those were huge, and Jesuit came through with big plays, and Latu has been making big plays for the Marauders all year long. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of impressive players. And, you know, coming into this game, they talked about Rutherford, etc. But let me add McAtee to that and Latu. Those are big-time players. They got good size. They protect the football. And I'll tell you, tonight they're showing that they are certainly recruitable and college-bound, both of those kids.
No doubt. We're ready for the second half kickoff. It'll come from Jesuit's big-footed kicker. I'll say Tilton has had quite an evening already with his kickoffs for touchbacks, field goaling, and just a solid presence there for Coach Blanton.
When doesn't Jesuit have a good kicker, Will?
Never. They always have a good kicker. Line drive, left side, bounding and taken near the 20. And a spirited run back. It's going to set up good field position for Sheldon. Terrell Smith with the run back.
Well, let's see if Sheldon can get something going here and give them a little inspiration if they could take that first drive and score and get themselves, you know, an opportunity to get back in this football game. I would say this first drive is very, very big for the Huskies.
No doubt. From their 33-yard line, the Huskies deploy. I formation in the backfield. Turn and give. Out across the 35 to about the 37. Nice start. That time on the carry by King.
Well, once again, he had some carries early in this football game, and we haven't seen much of him since. But Tajon King, 6'1", 213, a big senior running back, and let's see what he can do with the football.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Quick hitch, left side. It's complete. Motoring room, big yardage and a first down. Nice catch and run, and it's the first touch I can recall for Hertz.
Wow, they've been keeping him under control. Austin Hertz, he's hurt a lot of teams this year, And thus far tonight, they've pretty much contained them, Will. Let's look at that again. Just a quick stop route or hitch route, and he does something after the catch. He moves the chains.
14 yards on the catch and run. First down at the Jesuit 49. Turn and give, and Smith squirts through a hole and makes the Jesuit 46 before being shoved back. You're going to give him about 3 on the play. 2nd and 7.
Well, once again, he's another one. We haven't heard much from Hertz, as you mentioned, and Tyrell Smith comes in here with almost 500 yards. We haven't seen much of him at all tonight.
It's obvious that Jesuit D was keying on those 2 players. Brown, who's had fewer carries, has had the best success tonight. But gain of 3, 2nd and 7 upcoming. Turn and toss. Brown looking for a spot. Gets dropped. Shy of first down yardage and shy of the Jesuit 40, but close.
Very close. Once again, he tried a hurdle in there. I like his burst. He catches the sweep, and all of a sudden he looks for that running lane, Will, and then you see a burst out of Brown. I like that.
3rd and 2 from the Marauder 41. Brown now 8 carries for 73.
He's been the workhorse for them tonight.
Clock rolling at the 9:45, early 3rd. Sheldon trying to get back in the game. Quick hitch left side, big speed. Boy, that was a burst.
Well, it
and
was.
Again, I'll tell you, when they get the ball to their playmakers like Love there, good things happen for the Huskies.
Well, they do, but I can tell you that pass was not well thrown. And give credit to that receiver and then his yards after the catch. You're right, Will. And why not? They're one-on-one out in space. And to me, when you've got playmakers like that, you've got to get them the ball in space and give them an opportunity.
Gain of 11, first down. Kanan with the stop for the Marauders. But Sheldon on the move. The deception does not fool the Marauder defense.
44 Brooks with the carry, more well known for his linebacking, but he'll come in there occasionally, use him for a blocker. The fullback doesn't, in this offense of Coach, you don't get much other than blocking and receiving in that fullback role. The tailback carries the ball most of the time.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 from the 26. Split backs behind Salinas, who wants to throw. Looks right all the way and fires. He's got a man over the middle, wide open. Graves to the corner. Touchdown, Huskies. Michael Graves with the run after the catch. And the Huskies are back on the board from 26 yards.
You mentioned that right early at the start of this quarter. Watch Salinas back to pass, looking over the field, right over the middle. You see Graves catching the ball, now outrunning that secondary to the flag.
Outran them all. So Dolinar on for the PAT, a big rush, but he gets it off and got it. 8:31.
Wow.
Early here in the 3rd, the Huskies back on the board, and here's how it happened as Salinas finds the speed merchant, and Graves outruns all these people to the end zone. Don't wander off. Things heating up here at Sheldon High.
Every year, tens of thousands of young people experience homelessness. If you or someone you know needs help, 1-800-RUNAWAY can provide support and connect you to the right resources. Together, we can end youth homelessness.
The Huskies go 67 yards, taking 7 plays and 3:29 to hit pay dirt as Graves scampered home after the catch from Salinas. So it's 24-14. Dolinar prepared to kick off, and another bounder taking on the dead run. Same guy, and great field position again for the Marauders. Don't know why, don't ask me, Coach.
Well, I'd like to know why either. Does he not have a leg, or was that in the game plan? Because you can't keep giving the ball at midfield to your opponent.
I have no explanation. That's not my department. However, it's a 1st and 10 for the Marauders at the Jesuit 47.
Wow.
.28 to go, early third, a 10-point game. Marauders on top. Turn and give. Rutherford has running room, splits the defense. Here's a foot race, chased by 3 defenders to the corner. Touchdown Marauders. Isaiah Rutherford, 53 yards on the scamper.
Well, there's speed for you. If we see that again, he hit that hole fast, and then he turned it on. He went into overdrive, and I'll tell you what, there was no way that secondary was going to catch him. Watch his handoff quickly, a simple dive play. There he is, running room, and off to the races. And
Tom
I'll tell you,
Johnson
he stretched it out.
couldn't catch him. So strong-legged Tilton on for the PAT. Good snap, spotted clean, and a bullseye. At 8:19, early third, it doesn't take the Marauders much to strike.
There he is.
As Rutherford goes the distance. Stay with us. Lots more to come.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Jesuit kicks off and taken at the 5-yard line. Modest run back, finally corralled. Big pileup inside the Sheldon 30-yard line. Hurts with the run back. And as we were stating earlier, giving Jesuit midfield position time and time again, driving the short field has been a welcome blessing for the Marauders tonight.
Well, you got one team having to go 80 yards almost every time since they get touchbacks.
From the Sheldon 28, short yardage on the run play. And coming off is a hobbled Ray Brown, who had the carry.
Well, they don't want to lose him. He's been their bright spot tonight.
Rutherford, after the TD burst, now 7 carries for 77, most of them coming on that play. Brown, 9 for 75. Salinas in heavy traffic.
Latu is all over the place. I'll tell you what, right now he's one of the more outstanding defensive players I think we've seen this season. He's around the football.
Salinas got dropped for a loss there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Still at the 28-yard line. Big play coming up for Sheldon if they want to sustain. Intercepted again. Read it like a book and stepped into the passing lane and grabbed it fast again. The torment, Lee Atu Latu.
Wow, block kick. Making tackles all over the field. Wow. He reminds me a great deal. He might even be a little thicker than one of the best tight ends to come out of here, who's now starting for USC, a guy by the name of Follow from Intercom.
Definitely so. Third interception thrown tonight by junior QB Salinas. And it was a 23-yard return, setting up the Marauders first and goal at the 4. Under center, it's a keeper to the goal line. No, shoved back and pulled back. Unable to get in that time from the quarterback position, Hank Harvigo.
Well, I like Harvigo on the option, and so does Coach Planton. He runs that option real well, but didn't quite break the plane.
He's dropped at the 1. Second and goal. Let's see whose number they call. Panson out wide to the left. Everybody else packed in tight. Backs are split. Left side running.
The big man.
Kanan carries for the TD. As the Marauders smack it in from short yardage after having to cover just a short distance after the interception return.
Well, between the short field on the kickoffs returns and then the very short fields, have a look at this. The give to Kanan, wide hole, and this time the big fellow was running with his pad level a little further down than normal, got in the end zone easily.
On for the PAT. No good, as they brought in a new kicker for the first time, Sam Pettinato, and he misses. But here's the TD as the Marauders stretch their lead to 37-14. We'll be right back.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Marauders really rolling here at Sheldon tonight. We're midway third. Here comes the Tilton kickoff. It's a short pooch to the right side. Nice run back and clear lane. Almost breaking it for the distance. Well, I'll tell you, that was some big time speed right there. And Love trying to give his team a boost.
A great run back by number 4. Maceo Love showed a burst of speed, putting the Shelton Huskies in great field position on that 31-yard line. Great burst.
6-minute mark, midway third, still a long way to go. Let's see about the resiliency. Near side running. Hertz is jammed and dropped for a loss.
Nowhere to go.
They are keying on that young man.
Well, you've got that great linebacker that they have, and along with help from Rutherford, but give credit for Jason Gallagher chasing him down, and watch Rutherford come in as well. Okay, watch this return here by Maceo Love. Goes to the middle, now watch him break, back to the outside. Trying to pick up some blockers and bringing it all the way down to almost the 30-yard line, to the 31.
3-yard loss, make it 2nd and 13 from the 34. Love in motion. Love's got the pill. Cut it. Spin inside, run into a pile, and push forward. Good determined run for a tough 2 or 3. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 10. Let's see where they give him a good mark.
Well, they're deep down. There's no way. This is 4 down territory for them, Will. Have a look there. Twisting and turning, Love picks up some yardage down there, and he still's got a 3rd and long. But, you know, Sheldon, in the position they're in now, they've got to treat this as 4 down territory.
I fully agree, and have to pitch a shutout on defense. Turn and give. Smith roars through an opening.
That's as hard as I've seen Smith run tonight. I mean, he had a burst and went through the linebackers and showed me something there with great acceleration.
First down, moved the chains. Sheldon marching right now with 4.5 to go, clock rolling. Smith now 18 yards on 6 carries, a modest performance for a top-notch back.
It certainly has. They've contained him. That's the best he's looked there. He showed me a burst of speed.
Turn and give. Wow. They went to King on the play, and he ran into some tough tackling there. We'll give him a yard, make it 2nd and 9.
Brownholtz was right there along with some help. That linebacking core really is impressive with Gallagher, Sackett, Brownholtz, and Kanan. Very impressive. And then, of course, up front, you got Latu handling the line of scrimmage. He is something else to try to stop.
2nd and 9 from the Marauder 20. Back split behind Salinas. He keeps, turns it in, and struggles to get to the 15-yard line.
Well, he's still going to have about 5 yards to make up. Will.
Gain of 4.
If you'll notice here, the last couple of plays, after those picks, they running, and the Jesuit secondary keeps creeping up. Once again, Latu with a stop, but Jesuit secondary is really coming up to stop the run, and they are susceptible to pass. However, I'm not sure if Coach wants to call a pass in lieu of what's happened.
We'll soon see. 2:50 to go, clock rolling. Turn and give. Smith has it, finds the hole, and makes the he's near the 10.
Yeah, he's got a cutback there, and I thought that play looked like, with the hole that was there originally, like he would have had enough to make the first down. Let's see here.
Now, why is referee Stewart bringing he's coming all the way out here with the football. Why is the ball spotted down here,
Well,
Coach?
they're going to bring in the chains, and now I assume they were going to bring in the chains.
Well, they reposition to the near hash mark. They're going to call it 4th and a foot.
Well, spotting of the ball. We're not in Pamplona. With us, not the spotting of the bulls. This is the spotting of the ball.
So we'll see on 4th and 1. Big play upcoming here. Turn and give.
Well, that second effort did it.
King was stacked up, but the second effort got the first down.
Tajon King with a great second effort. 2 yards or more after contact. Have a look at this effort by number 28. King hits the line. There's not much there. Watch him lunge forward for about 1 or 2 more.
1st and goal from the 9. Time getting tight, 1:40 to go, late third. Down the line motion. King, the big back, blasts in toward the 5. 2nd and goal from the 6.
Sackett at the bottom of that, he just, he went low that time and submarined him and took him down.
King now 17 yards on 6 carries for Sheldon as Hertz returns to the ball game for the Huskies. Minute 5, minute 4, minute 3, clock rolling here. Huskies trying to make up ground fast, and they're going to have to hustle. Brooks into the ball game at the fullback position. Turn and give. Smith gets inside the 5 to about the 3. Actually, they're closer to the 4. Boy, not giving him much there on that spot.
Not much. They've got 2 downs to make 4 yards, Will, and 2 downs to do it. Now they've got to protect the football. They've given up the football twice in this area.
Yes. We saw that last week as well. So here they are. 25 seconds to go in the quarter. Deep red zone. Roll out, cut it. And Salinas belted hard inside the 5 as he tried to cut back against the grain and get into the end zone. Don't know if they'll get off another play here with 7, 6, 5. Salinas still at the sideline, and we'll go to the 4th quarter. 37-14, Jesuit in command. Don't wander off. 4th quarter drama dead ahead. We'll be right back.
Once upon a time, there were 3 Billy Goats.
The tiniest Billy Goat Grunt.
The biggest Billy Goat Grunt. Roared the troll. It's all ugly troll. Your eyes as big as saucers.
And the Billy Goat was so heavy that the bridge...
Way up was a bridge they had to cross. And under... Why, thank you.
(37-14) after 3. Craig Gravel, the activities director here at Sheldon. Great night tonight, Seniors Night.
It is a great night. It's been a great day with our carnival and everything going on today.
Now the carnival, again, we talked about it at halftime. The carnival was a benefit for what?
It's not really a benefit. It benefited our clubs, and it was an opportunity for them to raise money, but it's more about building our community, and we invite our feeder schools, and it's about building the Sheldon community. That's what we try to do with it.
Outstanding, Craig. I wish we could spend more time with you. We'll send it back upstairs to you guys.
Deep in the red zone, Sheldon trying to get in for a score to open the 4th quarter. They go with Smith off the right side. Touchdown, Huskies from the 1. That trims it to 37-20 at the 11:57 mark, and let's take another look at the score.
Let's give to Smith in here, and he bounces in the end zone. Good surge. And once again, second half here, Sheldon has showed they can score. I mean, that's their 3rd touchdown, scoring 2 here.
Dolinar on for the PAT. Nice follow through. Got it at 11:57, early 4th. 37-21. Smitty carries for the 6. We'll be right back.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Well, they're going to redo the PAT. There was an offside penalty called on Sheldon, evidently, requiring a re-kick for Dolinar and the Huskies.
Well, actually, they're bringing it closer to the goal line. So, you know, if Sheldon wanted to run for 2, they were closer, half the distance to the goal line. So I don't understand why they're kicking again with a penalty against Jesuit.
Well, he duplicated, and it's 37-21, and our executive statistician, Mr. Gary Martin, has given us a very curious stat. In the third quarter, time of possession, Sheldon had the pill for more than 11 minutes, Jesuit for less than a minute, yet 2 touchdowns to 1 for the Marauders.
Well, it boils down to this thing called interception. Interception with return and put in good field position and quick score. I mean, it's amazing you can put 11 minutes on the clock and not get more.
We've got another doozy on tap for you next week on the Hometown Sports Game of the Week, a CVC showdown, Antelope at Del Campo. Both teams with perfect records overall and perfect in the CVC. That one you do not want to miss. The scoring drive, 31 yards and 11 plays. Ooh, grudging. 6-13 chewed up, but they do get in for the tee, and they're down 37-21. Jesuit in full command in total yards. Prior to that TD, 297 for Sheldon, 180 for Jesuit. The turnovers and penalties definitely tipping the scale thus far.
Very definite. You have time of possession with Sheldon taking long drives to score, okay, and Jesuit quick striking off the turnovers.
So the Dolinar kickoff, finally he gets some air under one, but it's short. Taken inside the 15-yard line. Room to the outside. DeMario chopped, crossing the 30. Nevertheless, good field position upcoming. DeMario Keys with the run back, and the Marauders back on offense.
Well, again, a decent run back, but this is one of the few times tonight that they had to drive the football at 70 yards. Well, they've had these 45, 50-yard fields to drive.
Must be nice. So from the 32, the Marauders come to the line of scrimmage with 11:51 to go in this one. And Harvigo still at the quarterback position. They run it up the middle and get nothing.
They run that counter dive.
Rutherford got greeted on that one.
Well, they were right there. They're setting up with that option with that counter dive and setting up for that option.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 from the 34, clock rolling.
They're not in a position where they have to throw the football. I mean, they could just grind the clock and run the football, and this fourth quarter with the commanding lead.
8 carries for 79 for Rutherford. Short yardage. They're working the clock. Rutherford again. 9 carries, 9 for just over 80.
Well, once again, as you look at the Sheldon coaching staff, both of them, Coach Blanton, hands in pocket, looking confident, and Coach Catalico knowing he doesn't have a great deal of time to do something about this ball game.
No, he does not. Panson out wide to the near side. Split backs behind Harvigo. Rutherford. Short yardage to the 42 or so. And they're going to be looking at 4th and short here.
Well, they don't have to give up the football. Let's take a look at this once again. As you see Kanan in there carrying the load, and 4th and a foot. Well, if it's Harvigo, he might take it himself.
Wouldn't be surprised. Let's see it. Turn and give. He keeps it and gets outside.
Kanan, once again, a quick handoff to Kanan, and he picks up the first down.
Across midfield to the Husky 48.
There's a handoff to the big guy, young junior, and he's getting good experience having replaced Lorenzo Burks, who is out for the year. And Kanan seizing the moment as his replacement.
7 carries for 29. He's got a touchdown. Fresh set of downs for Jesuit. Rutherford.
Well,
he bites off about 5.
I'm sure he's heading for his normal 100 yards per game average that he's doing prior to tonight. He came in here with 700 yards in 6 football games.
And 5 of them 100 plus. Here's another look at him.
There's a give to Rutherford again. He spins a little bit, picks up an easy 5, 2nd and 5. Once again, Jesuit controlling the clock management coming into play.
9-minute mark, clock rolling, all run plays. Twin backs are split behind Harvigo. Kanan carries for first down yardage.
They're just running that dive with reverse pivot.
Sam, go. Go ball.
Rutherford's carried the load tonight. Kanan filling in the gaps. 1st and 10 at the Sheldon 37-yard line.
They're not in a hurry.
Clock rolling, 8.5 to go. Time running out on the host Huskies in this battle for sole possession of first in the Delta League. Turn and give. Rutherford.
Well, he was close to breaking one, Will. Shoestring tackle.
Max Green with the stop. Eight-minute mark. Clock continues to roll downhill for the Marauders. 2nd and 2 after the 8-yard run.
Well, that defense is showing a little wear and tear, even though most of the night they've been on offense.
12 carries for 98 for the big guy. 7.5 to go. Not much on this one.
Well,
just a straight ahead blast.
Yeah, Kanan didn't need much. You know, you're talking about a 6'3" back there.
And he still doesn't need much. He got 1. 3rd and 1 now. Agonizing minutes for Sheldon fans. You see head coach Joe Catolico looking on. Not much he can do to stop that clock right now. Marauder fans, of course, liking what they see, despite their meager crowd. Rutherford pounds his way to about the 21.
Well, they'll even turn down that encroachment on the defense. There's no need for them.
First down carry for Rutherford.
Have a look here.
Running off that right side where he's got Caetano Pestana at right tackle, 6'4", 300 pounds.
Well, I'll tell you what, they run over that big guy. He's a 2-year starter and played a little bit, I think, as a sophomore. Joe Marchand next to him. And, of course, McAtee is a complete tight end. He can block as well.
Big hole left side. Gaping hole. Fumble. And
Looks
Sheldon
like
picks up the recovery.
Wow. Number 7 with the recovery. Good job by number 7, Ian Moore.
And Fabian Joseph there as well. Let's take a look. They strip it away from Kanan. There it is. And there you see the recovery by Moore.
That's a great close-up view. Now, Kanan had more than the first down, but he has to protect the football, and he's running very high.
A game filled with turnovers, most of them committed by Sheldon, but the Huskies have the pill with 6:10 to go, midway 4th. Here's a toss. Bang, bang, bang. You could hear those pads hitting. Smith with a tough carry there.
Well, again, it's easy from here, Will, but he was looking for a running lane, and I thought he should have went outside. Watch Smith looking, trying to find a lane here. It looks to me like he could have gotten a little more yards outside.
Hey, a new parabolic microphone for Access Sacramento's hometown sports game of the week. David Stewart packing the gear. Double reverse, and here's the pass. Well covered and broken up by DeMario as Keys was all over that. Too many defenders in the area. They were going for Graves on the play. Incomplete, 3rd and 5. So far, Jesuit quarterbacking 9 for 15 through the air for 159. 3 interceptions and a couple of TDs. Salinas unloads, intercepted on a deflection, and Rutherford has the pick. The fourth of the evening. Let's take another look. Ball's thrown high. And there's the run back by Rutherford. .5:16 to go. First down Marauders after collecting another interception. Short yardage.
Once again, Jesuit just going to run the football and use the clock. Commanding lead here. And despite losing the time of possession tonight, they've certainly hit the scoreboard. You can see why. They're scoring all kind of points here. In the last 4 games, they're averaging well over 40 points a ball game. And tonight, 37, just a little bit under their average, Will. And it looks to me like they're in high gear. And they're a lot better defensively than, quite frankly, that I thought about them coming into this football game. They've showed me good defense, and they're capable of making big plays on both ends of the football.
Well, that they have, certainly, as the clock continues to roll at 4:20.
Well, they've got some playmakers here who rise to the occasion, and they showed that tonight. They've capped, one thing is getting turnovers, but the second thing is capitalizing on the turnovers, Will, and they certainly have.
Right side running. Kanan getting tagged hard, crossing inside the 20 on 3rd and 3. And he's going to be very, very close to that first down.
Let's have a look in there again. There you see a pitch to Kanan. They tried to stiff arm one there and a lot of team pursuit, and picks up enough to move the chains. Well, once again, Jesuit with the clock ticking down at 3:40, just content, drive the football. Again, watch them as they come out of huddle. They're using most of a 25 play clock and not in a hurry.
No, they're not. Certainly an impressive road trip for the Marauders. Rutherford gets drilled immediately by 3 players after receiving the handoff.
Well, once again, I think you have to be, there's an ace once again. At this point of the game, he doesn't even need to be in the game. This is one of the top running backs in the city.
No, he does not. I don't think Sheldon can catch him right now.
Yeah.
37-21.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm not trying to be overcautious. I've been there, done that.
Line play premature, draws a flag. No, been there, done that is all that needs to be said. Caution is
dead
something
ball.
that's
False start. Offense 5-yard penalty, second down.
The fact is, Coach Blanton does have 3 more tough Delta League games.
And he does, and he's lost one of his starting backfield. He doesn't have to lose a second one with the game in hand.
Unnecessary continued play from Rutherford out there. 2:23 to go, clock rolling. Jesuit putting the finishing touches on a big performance. Left side throw for the corner, broken up.
Well, I think that pass surprised everybody in the ballpark.
Well, they were going for Latu on the play. Coverage by Justin Williams, 23.
Okay, there you see a deep pass down the field. There's Latu reaching over the top, just losing it, just coming out of his hands. Pretty good defense down there in the corner. He's a big target.
The ground attack for Jesuit. 115 yards from Rutherford, 16 carries, and Canaan's chipped in with 47 in 11 tries. Farr keeps, comes wide, boom! What a devastating shot on the button, delivered that time by Dom Johnson.
Dom Johnson says, welcome to the Delta. Watch this play here. There you see Farr getting nailed. Head up. Wow.
I think someone just heard him say what fell on me.
Yes.
So time on the field at 2:02. And the Jesuit Marauders in full command. As you see the sideline there with the host Huskies around their highly heralded head coach, Joe Catolico.
I thought we'd see running backs Gallagher and Flores in the football game here at this juncture, and they don't. And I realize this game is pretty much over. The clock down to 2:02. Jesuit just running the football except for the one pass in the corner.
Yeah, they wanted more.
Well, once again, my thinking is got 3 games left, and I just don't want to lose anybody.
The total offense arithmetic from our executive statistician, Gary Martin.
Well, once again, you can win the battle and lose the war, and that's what happened here tonight. They won the battle 303 to 252, but the scoreboard indicates they losing the war. The bottom line.
And that'll show up in the turnover category and the penalty category, I imagine. Won't be too tough to figure out the turning points in this game. Fourth and 12 with 2:02. Whistles are going to prevent play.
Dead ball. Delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Okay, -5. Try it again.
Well, this Jesuit club has certainly matured since their days of losing to Granite Bay and Folsom. They've gone on a 5-game winning streak here, Will.
That they have. He wants to throw. Right side, going for Latu. A flag comes out, and he's got the football. The officials have not yet registered a call. They appear confused, and we'll just wait for a moment.
I'll tell you, there you're seeing a big-time player. He can catch. He can do just about anything.
He's got
pass interference. Offense. 15-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
For the second time tonight, he pushes off to get the touchdown catch, and they called this one correctly.
Right. Have a look. Here's a good shot, and here you see going to the corner. He had an early push prior.
He's already pushed off. But they did not catch the one at the other end of the field that was glaring.
Very much. I thought that original first one was blatant.
It was. It was. So the penalty walk-off is going to push the Marauders back to the Sheldon 39 with 1:56 to go. But he is a force coming into this game. Despite his defensive stats, he did have one touchdown catch earlier this season.
Well, I'd say he's definitely recruitable, and along with McAtee.
Well, look what we got coming up next week, Coach.
Yeah, so one we've been waiting for.
It's going to be a fracas in Fair Oaks, for heaven's sakes. And
Big
a
time.
CBC showdown.
Big time.
Antelope versus Del Campo. Some history between these teams, and I do believe last year's game ended in extreme controversy.
Extreme,
which
at the end of the game.
Will add plenty of fuel to the fire that's been running rampant for a year.
Yes, I know the Cougars have been waiting a long time to play Antelope.
They feel they have something to avenge based on the way last year's game was concluded. I agree.
We were there, Will.
We were there, and it should be a real dandy.
Well, I'll tell you, folks, hopefully you can attend the game live. If you can't, watch our telecast. You're going to see a tremendous battle between two unbeaten teams, two of the best around, and also for the league championship unofficially, and a high seed in postseason play.
No doubt. Lots of elements rolled up in that game. Boy, they want to throw again. They want more. Far to a wide open receiver, uncovered. My. Rutherford's got the pill.
Well, I am surprised here.
Well, there's Farr going upstairs.
Farr. Well, he was hooked up on a linebacker. He came out of the backfield, and he had to be picked up by Brooks. And Brooks, it's tough for a linebacker to run with Rutherford, who probably runs a full 4.40.
Well, they came up short going for the first down on 4th and a mile. They do bite off a hunk, but the ball goes over. It's going to be 1st and 10 Sheldon. From the Huskies' 9-yard line with 1:47 to go in this one.
I'm seeing a few clean white jerseys on the Jesuit D.
Throwing on the run. He's got a receiver at the 25-yard line.
Once again, Michael Graves with a reception here. And Sheldon has got to, we've got another flag.
Yes, we do. Well, referee Thomas Stewart has been busy this evening, as has his crew.
Half the distance from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
Don't know what the penalty was, half the distance, so they'll go back to the 4.5-yard line with first down. So the twin backs are standing on the goal line. Salinas wants to throw. Flushes, throws on the run to the sideline. Complete! Dom Johnson with the grab, and boy, did he keep his concentration, because roaring up from the secondary, trying for the deflection, was one of the Marauder DBs, and it was Cade Cunningham.
I know Sheldon would love to put one more on board.
36 yards on the hookup. 1:24 to go from the Sheldon 39. Salinas has time and scrambles it, and he's going to run it. Let's see if he, oh my goodness. He elected to cut it inside instead of going for the sideline.
Well, 44 Sackett just cut him. Really. Maxwell Sackett with a great open field tackle. Again, he's one you don't hear a great deal about. He's not that big, 5'11", 175, but he's all over the field making tackles for them.
Salinas has scrambled for 18 yards on 7 running plays. He makes 5 on that one to the Sheldon 45.
There's defensive coordinator Ross Evans with him, who's been at Jesuit forever, and having coached with Coach Garmazzi for probably 25 years. And Ross Evans just does a tremendous, one of the top line coaches around.
Well, he's been a fixture with a highly successful program. Let's spin the replay dial here. We're going to see Salinas and the throw to Dom Johnson down the sideline for 36.
Okay,
now
watch Salinas. Yeah, flushing the pocket and staying inbounds, getting hit by Sackett in the open field.
So from the 45-yard line with 1:13 to go. They blitz, it's picked up, and Salinas is going to run it, has lots of room down the far sideline and skips out of bounds near the Jesuit 35.
Well, it appears to be a lot of clean white jerseys, and I recognize a few in there. Latu is still on the field, Gallagher's on the field, Sackett's on the field, and then there's probably about 8 or 9 backup people on the field for Jesuit.
At the Jesuit 40, a 15-yard run by Salinas. 1:07 left in this one. So a disappointing senior night here at Sheldon High School in this battle for sole possession of first place in the Delta League. Credit the Marauders for bringing a pretty tough A- game here tonight, despite their meager support in the grandstands. Salinas rushed and throws on the run. Incomplete.
Wow.
Dom Johnson, the nearest receiver.
Wow, he nearly got another pick on him.
That was desperation there.
Wow. Let's look at this. Watch Salinas under heavy pressure here, trying to flush the pocket. He's got people hanging all over him, and he does get rid of the ball after being hit, but unfortunately dropped by Johnson. There, he wouldn't have gotten too much on that. Now, I see Rutherford still in the football game too, along with Gallagher, Sackett, etc. And the Jesuit defensive pride here, they don't want to give up a touchdown.
Minute to go, 37-21. This one's in the bag for Jesuit. The Huskies trying for some window dressing to clean up the score a little. Big blitz, throws under pressure, deep sideline route, a push off on the receiver, and a flag comes out. So it's going to neutralize the interception by Flores.
Well, that's about 4 picks.
But that one won't count. He's thrown 4. That would have been 5. Offensive pass interference. How many times have we seen that?
Numerous times tonight.
Defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
All right.
Well.
No, Jim, I will not take referee training. I refuse.
You know, I know my friend over at the who works at the orphanage said that they still need more people to get into the association.
I read that ad too. We'll see if they do have any more of that.
You'd
But
be a
meantime,
strong candidate. I know. I recommend you.
Salinas guns it over the middle. Grabbed beautifully by Graves in a crowd. But another yellow handkerchief dotting the field here between the 30 and 25. And it looks as if it will come back.
Well,
a busy referee tonight.
You know, what's that old song? Tie a yellow ribbon. They got to tie a ribbon around
Holding.
the flag.
Offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Thank you, Thomas Stewart. Yeah, yellow ribbon, okay. 42 seconds, clock rolling. Salinas looks left, gets chased, gets hammered in the face. He's taken 2 hard shots to the helmet tonight in the last 3 plays.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if it was Gallagher or Latu or both of them.
What a catch. Number 8, Terrell Smith. Big gain.
Well, Sheldon not giving up. They're going to fight right down to the end, and that's what Coach Catalico's teams do.
To the 17-yard line. 31 seconds to go. Salinas to throw. Looks left. Pump fake. Fires. He's got a man inside the 5.
Dom Johnson with a catch going down to the 2, Will.
He looks to be hurt, as does the defender who knocked him out.
That's Rutherford.
It's Rutherford getting up. I think you made a comment about him playing this late in the game.
Well, yes, no question about it. Let's have a look here as you see Salinas back to pass. Okay, and it looks like he's going to Johnson right in the corner. Dom Johnson hit by Rutherford on about the 5, knocked out on the 3.
So through the air tonight, Salinas 12 of 20 for 228, but he's thrown 4 picks. What do you see, Coach?
Rutherford finally going out of the game, and I'm a little bit amazed that they kept him in that long. Here's one of the top running backs that they're going to need coming down the stretch.
So deep in the red zone, 1st and goal from the 2. Let's see if they can punch it. Motion in the backfield, a throw to the corner, wide open, touchdown Huskies.
Big Brooks.
To Sam Brooks.
Sam Brooks.
Here's another look.
Goes to the corner, wide open. Brooks just dances in the end zone, made it look easy.
So I would guess that they're going to go for 2 here. 20 seconds left, a 10-point deficit. So the never say die Sheldon Huskies go 91 yards in 9 plays, fighting their way down the field to get the TD, and they are going to go for 2. Salinas to throw for it.
And he does.
And it's complete. A hook up to Graves, who's been dynamite tonight.
He has.
And another look as we go to break.
There's a toss to Brooks in the corner, making it easy. Beats the defender, Jesuit defender. We got a 37-29 ball game.
Wants to hear a story.
Once upon a time, there were 3 Billy Goats.
The tiniest Billy Goat Grandpa.
The biggest Billy Goat Rock. Roared the troll. It's an ugly troll. His eyes exploded saucers.
And the Billy Goat was so heavy that the bridge
Way up was a bridge they have to cross. And under it. Why, thank you.
Well, the Sheldon Huskies line up to kick off here with 20 seconds remaining after they drive the field 91 yards and add a 2-point conversion. Pull within 37-29. Onside kick, a bounding kick, a loose football on the far side, and we'll see who comes up with it.
You know,
looks like Jesuit.
Once again, Jesuit should take the knee and get the game over.
I would think so, but we have seen them want more, like Johnny Rocco.
Well, I don't see, again, what you accomplished. Take the knee and be thankful to get out of here with no injuries. That would be my bottom line for Jesuit High School. Here it is, finally. The knee is taking, coming up.
Scoreboard rolling here with 15 seconds to go. And the finishing moments to a Delta League battle that will indeed determine sole possession of first place in the Delta. And it's going to be occupied by the 11th ranked Jesuit Marauders. And this one is in the book, a 37-29 victory in a game that was controlled for the majority by the visiting Jesuit Marauders, seizing just about every opportunity that was handed to them. Good sportsmanship as you see the teams on the field congratulating each other on senior night as the Sheldon seniors are continuing to be honored here even in the postgame. We want you to stick around for the post-game segment. Our Rick Stewart will be interviewing our players of the game and the winning coach in tonight's contest, so do not wander off. We'll be right back for more of Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week.
My grandfather served in World War II. Spending time with him were the best memories of my life. I became a physician at VA because of my grandfather, so I can help others like him. I can't imagine working with better doctors or a more dedicated staff. I'm fulfilling my life's mission with the help of my team and thanks to these veterans. I'm proud to be a doctor at VA and proud to honor my grandfather every day. Search VA Careers to find out more.
I tell people I have 3 kids, one of them's adopted, I just don't know which one.
I can't imagine having to be in a birth mother's position to make that choice.
You know, I was kind of just asking her, you know, what is your motivation? Why are you doing this? And she looked at me and she said, because you can give my son a life that I could not.
We always tell her, thank you. He is such a blessing to us.
Every day is just a ray of sunshine from him. So we're Chanda and Brian, and we chose adoption.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
The decision is in. The verdict, of course, is final. And this evening in South Sacramento at Sheldon High School, in a battle of Delta League unbeatens, it is the visiting 11th ranked Jesuit Marauders that prevail in tonight's contest by a final count of 37-29 over the host Sheldon Huskies. A wild ball game, Coach Domino. We saw the fireworks and the scoring, but not in the usual manner that they're generated. Turnovers coming out our ears tonight, penalties abundant. Not a clean game in that regard, but nevertheless, we saw some outstanding play.
Well, we did. There were so many turnovers, as you mentioned, Will, And Jesuit was able to convert these turnovers into opportunities and capitalize on them with scoring, whether it be a blocked kick, fumble recovery, picks galore. Unofficially, I thought it was 4, but I'm not certain about that. But, again, when you turn over the football that many times, you're going to pay for it. And they did tonight. And really, they showed signs, and their young quarterback showed signs in flushing the pocket and never giving up. Salinas, I like that a lot. But I'll tell you, Jesuit has the weapons to run the football. They do. They rotate their quarterbacks. And then they got a couple of outstanding players. Their linebackers on defense and Latu. Latu can control the line of scrimmage, and they can play him outside as a linebacker. They throw him the football, and he and Connor McEntee are big targets. And we said before the ball game it was going to be tough. If the quarterbacks got the ball up, those two were going to get the ball along with Panson, the other big receiver. So Jesuit has those big receivers, and we said that if given time for those quarterbacks to throw, and actually the Jesuit quarterbacks weren't under any heat tonight.
No, they were not. The quarterbacking tandem was pretty comfortable back in the pocket in their rollout formation, and pass pressure non-existent virtually. But the turnover factor was just devastating tonight for the Huskies.
Well, when you turn over the football that many times, it really is tough against a good football team. So 7-8 turnovers is maximum. That's as much as we've had this year.
Well, we have, of course, filled out our ballots regarding our players of the game, and the Imperator and I have picked a couple of doozies. Liatu Latu of the Jesuit Marauders excelled on offense and on defense. And Say Hey Ray Downtown Brown showed some big-time speed tonight for the Sheldon Huskies. Rick Stewart is standing by with our players of the game. Rick?
All right, thanks, guys. Ray Brown, early on, you had a really long touchdown run. It sort of set the tone of the game at the first. What happened after that? I mean, it's like they started winning the trenches.
Offensively, we kind of fell apart within the trenches, and defensively, we fell apart in the secondary. So I believe that if we would have changed those things, we would have capitalized on the game.
So it was just big plays that they hit on that took offensively and defensively. Special teams was a problem tonight with the blocked field goal that resulted in a touchdown too.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you guys will come back.
Yeah.
And you're a strong team this year. You had a real good, solid year this year. So you got nothing to hang your head about. This is a solid team that you played against tonight.
Yes, sir. I give very good props to Jesuit.
Yeah. All right, Ray. Good job tonight. Congratulations on being our player of the game, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, dude. Liatu Latu. That was pretty close on that one. Yeah. Tremendous game tonight. Not only offensively, where you stand out too, but defensively, you had a tremendous game. Special teams, what don't you do?
I just gotta give props to my teammates, putting me in that position, and I just go hard every play, and I gotta make the play.
Do you have any kind of a special feeling for an offensive touchdown versus defense versus special teams?
The special teams one is very hyped, got me very hyped. And I don't know, it's all the same points, got my team the win, got my team the victory.
Plus you had a big interception late in the game that put you guys real far down, deep in territory. That was really a killer for them.
Yeah, I just read that play. I studied my scout, and I saw it, got the pick, put my team in a good situation.
Now, you guys had several big plays that stung them, both passing and also running. But, I mean, it really was just ball control for you offensively.
Yeah, we just got to keep that ball tucked and, down in the trenches.
Outstanding. Well, congratulations on being our player of the game tonight. Best of luck the rest of the season, too.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Coach Flanton,
yes.
Good, solid game. We talked about this at halftime. You expected them to come out. They came out and played solid, but you guys were just ready for them.
Yeah, we battled back. They made it a game all the way up into the final click of the clock. But I thought my guys defensively, we hung in there offensively, had a chance to put it away. We had a great drive there, moving the ball, running the clock down, and then we just didn't hold on to the ball at the end. But we came up the way we needed to.
Well, it was solid running attack tonight. I mean, you held them quite low total yards, too. I mean, your rushing attack took the game out of their hands.
Well, we had an opportunity there, especially in the second half where we were just grinding and grinding. In the first half, we couldn't run on them in the first half, but we made some adjustment at halftime and kind of worked for us.
Outstanding. Well, good job tonight. Congratulations on the victory. Solidifies you guys at the top of the heap.
One game at a time.
It's the Delta League. It's one game
at a time. Absolutely.
All right, Coach. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the season. All right, guys. We'll send it back upstairs to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Stewart. The players of the game tonight lived up to what we had heard about them prior to tonight's contest, and certainly they earned their keep in every regard. And that gentleman that was just on, Latu, what a force he is in 3 different areas for the Marauders.
Well, he plays all over the field. He really, to me, if they're recruiting him, they can recruit him at so many different positions, whether it be tight end, an outside linebacker. He can play down if he gets even bigger. He's 6'4" now at 225, 230, and he looks like he can put on more weight if he has to. But if he goes to tight end, there's no need for him to get any heavier. Well, he can catch, he can run, and apply pressure to the quarterback. And, boy, what a force he is.
Absolutely a force. I think something that Coach Blanton saw more development in was, as we know, in the previous 6 games, he's been platooning his quarterbacks.
Well,
but tonight, one of the 2 definitely had a standout performance.
Well, on his quarterbacks, yeah, Farr can throw the ball deep, but Harvigo can also run the football. I like his athleticism. So he's it's a pretty good balance to have 2 guys like that.
It is, and mostly unusual to see a platooning pair of quarterbacks in tandem like that. And it shows up in the stats, as you say. Harvigo is a run threat as well, but there's the final numbers compiled by Gary Martin.
Well, as we look at those, the rushing yards are fairly equal. Passing yards, big difference. Sheldon has more passing yards and had to throw. Total offense, 396 to 282, as previously mentioned. You're going to win the stat battle and lose the scoreboard battle because of the turnovers. First downs, again, look at it. Penalties, more against Jesuit. Turnovers, huge. 8 turnovers in the game is far above average, Will.
Well, for this caliber of team, certainly it's a grotesque number. Jesuit able to survive based on the fact that Sheldon out-turnovered them tonight, nearly doubling them, and they were not just turnovers in the middle of the field that didn't result in anything. They were scoring plays, for heaven's sakes.
Scoring is right, and certainly Jesuit capitalized on those, and that's what you got to do when you get those opportunities.
Well, down the road now in the Delta League, 3 games remaining, and with only a couple of exceptions in that league, they're all toughies. I mean, they are part of that Delta League gauntlet. Both of these teams will have to run the gauntlet, but right now, after tonight's verdict, Marlin Blanton and the Marauders have the upper hand for now.
They're in the driver's seat temporarily. They've got 2 big away battles and then 1 home battle with Franklin, but they got to go on the road to Grant, and they got to go on the road to Monterey Trail.
Well, we'll see how that plays out down the stretch. A fierce conference with major competition factor, and only time will tell who will prevail, but we do know that the Delta will send at least 4 teams into the postseason. So it's going to be a wild scramble, and one of those big 5 are probably going to be left out this season.
Well, Jesuit appears to be in a driver's seat, but again, week in and week out, it's a title bout and a playoff game in the remaining 3 games on the season.
Well, next week, one more time, we have to tell you a real battle shaping up out in Fair Oaks. It's going to be quite a fracas. CVC showdown. The host, Del Campo Cougars, undefeated, will be taking on the undefeated Antelope Titans in a CVC battle that will determine sole possession of that league. But tonight, it comes up roses for the Jesuit Marauders as they prevail in a big way by a final count of 37-29 over the host Sheldon Huskies on senior night. Access Sacramento and the Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew wish to extend their appreciation to the Sheldon High School administration, particularly Athletic Director Denise Aguilar, for their cooperation and assistance with the broadcast arrangements for this television production. The Hometown Sports Game of the Week is a special sports presentation of Access Sacramento in association with Play-by-Play Sports Productions. For Jim Domino, Rick Stewart, our game director Ronicia Harris, and our executive statistician Gary Martin, I'm Will James. We thank you for joining us, and of course, look forward to the next occasion when we can get together. So long, everyone.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.